Hey gang, we got a visitor. Where's he at? Yeah, you can see him a little bit. That's my buddy Randy. Randy owns the Makita 7900 or the Dolmar 7910. I don't know what it is. Same saw, you get me, right? I think it's a Makita. It's either a Makita or a Dolmar. Also, he owns the first Echo 7310 that I ported. So I ported that Dolmar, ported the 7310, ported the 545. I've done a lot of saws for him at this point, something like 7 or 8. Anyways, he's back here. He's got a forestry mulcher, and he's getting us set up so that we can fence in that whole pasture over there. Yeah, that whole knoll that you see, it goes way back in there. So we're getting another big pasture set up for our sheep. So, but why is this important? Well, it's not really. None of this stuff is, but that's not what it's about. I'm particularly happy because, like I said, at this point, I think that I've built probably 8 saws for Randy and his partner, his business partner. God, name is slipping my mind. Anyways, doesn't matter. Aaron, there you go. His partner Aaron. I've built a lot of saws for him at this point, and sure enough, he loves them. So to all of you guys out there that build a saw, work on something for somebody, and you know, the internet makes the world real small, you know what I mean? Everybody's got something to say about the shit that you do, and they'll say, oh, that ain't right, you should have done this. Oh, that ain't right, you should have done this. Well, whenever your customer brings you back a saw that they've put hundreds of hours on at this point, and they're still gloating about it, they're still excited about it, it's great. It's really, 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 really great. And they can drop it off to you, and they know that you're going to do the best that you can. And if that saw performs, then that saw performs. You see what I'm saying? It's like I built that 257 for him, and at the time I was incapable of cutting squish and all that jazz, and it didn't perform. I mean, it performed fine. It performed fine, but like, it was nothing special. And they understand that. I was as far as I could take it, and like, yeah, it's good. They're still happy with it. And so I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, some people can do things better. They can go more in depth. Any number of things. As long as your customer is happy with you, who gives a shit? You know? I want to give my customers the best that I can, you know? But that's all. And the best that I can for the amount of money paid. That's a slip up that I think a lot of people get taken up by. You know, a lot of new porters, in order to establish themselves, might go a bit further and, well, you know, do what, you know, somebody more experienced would charge $300 or $400 to do, and they're doing it for $250. And you go, oh, why isn't that happening? Why aren't you charging $250? Hey. Your dollar only buys so much with me. If you want more, then you've got to give me more dollars. And I'm in a situation where I can be that way. I'm just rambling at this point now, ain't I? You know, but some people, you get A, the customer expects more than what they paid for, or you've got B, a porter is, let's say you live in a low income area, right? Doesn't cost much to live in this area. Well, you're gonna have cheaper prices because that money means more to you than it does to me. I live in a big metropolitan city, and so I'm going to charge more because my money doesn't stretch as far here as it would if I still lived back home where I grew up in South Shore, Kentucky. See what I'm saying? So all the things that y'all out in the internet world could say that would be negative, you don't mostly. I'm not saying you do, but you know, sometimes. But it don't matter. I've got a handful of customers that actually come back to me regularly, and they know that they're going to be getting a good product back, and that makes me feel happy. Straight up, you know. Andreas came and he picked up his saws a couple days ago, and he turned right around and dropped off 2 more to me. You know, he doesn't argue whenever I say this is what you owe. He pays it, and it's just fantastic. Randy will be the same way. Now, how bad would it be if I screwed up a situation like that and tried to rip off my people? You know, that stuff does happen. But anyways, that's enough rambling about that. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video and the reason why I decided to do it. Look what he brought. So, we brought the 7900 back, and I asked him about it. He's had it back now for, I don't know, what's it been, about a year? Since I did that, I poured it and polished it. Maybe it hasn't been quite a year, maybe more like 6 months or something like that. And I was like, you know, seriously, what do you think of that? How's it run? And he said, oh, it's rowdy. It's rowdy. That thing's, I love it. You know, that means something, you know what I mean? But anyways, he knew, I told him whenever he did this, I wasn't quite ready to do the coil stuff yet. All I did was port and polish this. And there's not much you can do with porting and polishing these. Their ports are fantastic. And it's really laid out nicely. But the next big thing to do is the 272 XP coil. So that's what we're going to do on this bad boy. And we're going to see, you know, if we can get it to perform better than it does. He also brought me his 585. Now with this one right here, I said, you want me to port that? You know? And he said, no, just play with it, run it, let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. So that's what's going on with that. So I'll be able to compare that to the 592, compare it to the 7900, and that'll make for good stuff. Compare it to Bobby Boucher, you know, because that's, I think, 85 cc's, I think is what it is. And Bobby Boucher is 81 cc, so that'll be a good comparison. This will be a good comparison to Bobby Boucher, because this is a ported 7900 that I did, and his is a ported 281 that he did. So, I mean, it's just all in fun, you know, nothing more than that. I think that'll beat it, though, just because it's a better design. It's got quad ports, you know, it's got that domed piston. It's a modern saw. It's good. The 281 gives up a lot because it's only got dual ports on the transfers. This has quad ports, and they rev higher. They just rev higher, you know. But we'll see, definitely. And he's been seeing the videos that I've been doing, the 55s and stuff. So he brought me 2 of these. Not 100% sure what's going on. I know this one is burnt up, right? I don't know what's going on with this one. It might be burnt up as well, but maybe I'll use one as a part saw and another one as a giveaway saw. But got some good action. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know any other way to say it, but he believes in me so much and what I'm doing that he's giving me saws, because he knows that I'm going to build these, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to give them away to somebody else. Or he said, keep him, sell him. You know, he doesn't matter either way. He likes what I'm doing. And so that's a great thing. It makes me feel good, honestly, as a human being. And whenever you guys send in stuff, now you keep in mind, I can't take everything. All right. I've already got so much junk. So much junk. But like Reveler is sending me a 630 he's having problems with, and that is going to be twofold uses. It's going to be used for me and my parts needs to get a giveaway saw together. It's also going to be used for Garrett Barker, who needs a 600 series Johnson Red to build a race saw out of. And so it's a community. It's a community. And whenever you guys give stuff to me, then it goes into the community in some way, shape, or form. I mean, maybe I'll get it running and I'll sell it. I mean, that hasn't happened yet, but hey, maybe I need money. Well, you know, the price of admission sometimes, you know, has to be paid. So, you know, I try to create good content that you guys actually enjoy consuming. And it's fantastic when the community responds. And, you know, YouTube pays me a small amount for sure, right? Hopefully at some point that'll get to a big amount. And if it does, oh, the floodgates will be open. I'll be giving shit away left and right. But until then, whenever you guys send in donations, it's great. Like Jason Block, you sent in this closed port 55 setup. That's going to be a saw that is given away to somebody. Now I'm keeping the closed port. Too bad, too sad. You ain't getting the closed port. But, you know, that's a saw that's going to be given away to somebody. This right here, this was sent, oh, come on, give me your name. Thomas. There we go. Thomas, that's right. Thomas sent this in. I'm very excited about this. Because it is going to help out and go towards giveaways. You know, some of it, yeah, for my own personal stash, sure. You know, but some of it is going right back to the community. I like that. I like having a community. And I like being in a situation, in a place to where I can give something. It's always, I don't know. I was going to say it's always more fun to give than it is to receive. I don't know about that. That's a stretch. I like receiving stuff. But it is genuinely fun to find yourself in a position to where you say, man, I've got 100 chainsaws. And not be in such need to where you have to sell all 100 of those chainsaws to make money. You can just simply go, I'm going to give this to somebody. You know? Because I can remember whenever I first started out on it, like I wanted a 272 XP type of chainsaw so bad. But I couldn't afford spending the money on it and stuff. Well, let me tell you, I've got a couple of those chassis sitting right over there. I have now multiple of the Johnson Red versions of that chassis. All right, this is what Thomas just sent in to us. All right, we got a good brake there. That's definitely needed. Definitely needed. He says that this one, the case is busted on it. I see exactly what he's talking about. This is a 670 Super. Ooh, she took a hard hit right there, brother. Look at that. Knocked all the fins off of the cylinder. All the way down there to the impulse nipple. And I think, Thomas, I think you told me that this thing, the cylinder, I think you said the cylinder was still good, but it's leaking around the impulse nipple. Whatever. These are parts. These are things that are needed. This is a muffler. that I might use on the 625 because it has the wrong muffler. All this kind of stuff. It's fun. It's fun to be in a little community and be able to give back to the community, and the community gives to you so that you can continue to give back to the community. It's very fun. Very good. And I hope that I can keep up this monthly giveaway indefinitely. You know, and then every now and then I trickle in a brand new saw here and there, you know, big stuff that people can't afford to go out and buy and things like that, you know. All kinds of parts. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Jason, for your recent donations. Thanks, Barry. Barry has donated a lot of stuff to the channel for Poland's. So has Gary B. I know I'm going to forget people. Charles, you donated a Echo 590, and I still owe you a port job for something. He hasn't sent it. I'm not sitting on it. He hasn't sent it yet. But a lot of the stuff that Barry has sent or given to the channel, you don't see because it's a gas tank here, a coil there, a flywheel here. He sent me a whole bunch of Poland parts that I've been steadily using for the different projects that I do. So, anyways, there's a lot of you guys out there that give to the channel, and I just really appreciate it. And it downright makes me feel good as a human being, because if you feel good enough to give to my cause, that means I'm reaching somebody. And I like that. It's nice. And it's also really nice to hear that my saws that I'm building are still kicking ass and running good out in the field. So, great. The 545, though, gave up the ghost. Crank bearings. You know, just, I was like, really? That soon? And he's like, we probably got 200 hours on it. You know, so it's not like, he's like, it's paid for itself. Trust me, it's paid for itself. And a guy like me, I can't really even understand that. You know, if you break that down, running a chainsaw, you can generally get, you know, just kind of working it at normal pace. You can generally get about 20 to 30 minutes on one tank of fuel, roughly. Let's say you can get 30 minutes. You're really going easy on it, and you can get a full 30 minutes of use out of it. That's not quite right. But still, if you break that down into hours of use, then that 200 hours becomes 400 tanks of fuel. So him saying that we probably got 200 hours of use on that 545 is like him saying we got 400 to 600 tanks of fuel ran through that thing before the crank bearings went out on it. But he said, yeah, it's surging, and you can tell that it's trying to make up for that air loss and stuff. And he's had it happen before. All of the smaller 5 Series Huskies have this issue. But anyways, whatever. The Echo 7310, he still is like, that's the baddest thing out there. That's the best thing on the market. Take that saw, get it ported. He said it kills. They've got a 500i. He said the 7310 that I built for them still completely kills the 500i. Completely beats it in every way. And he's like, that's great. And so anyways, I'm really happy about all that. Y'all take care.